Hey everybody, just doing another short video. I got lint in my hair. I was just talking to one of my best friends, and she's really going through it, just with a lot in life and depression and everything else. And so I just wanted to do a short video. I've talked enough to people now to realize that I can't convince anyone of anything on any level, right? Like if you go to an atheist and you say, how do you account for all this? And you give them every explanation that there has to be a God, you're not going to change his mind, and vice versa with a Christian. So I've kind of learned that you can't change people's mind, right? So especially through, just telling them. I think experiences are the great awakener in a sense. So, but here's what I want to say. I believe that what her issue is that she's focused on the destination. And I used to be the same way. I've always wanted to be a wealthy individual. I've always wanted to be successful. I've always wanted to have a lot of money. And I've always wanted to live my best life. And because of that, I felt like I needed a lot of money and a lot of resources to accomplish that. And it seemed like the more I was trying to get it, the farther it was running away from me, right? And so I went through periods where I was dealing with depression, low self-esteem, and just not feeling like I was going to accomplish or do anything worthwhile with my life. So the thing that I learned, though, was that if you live long enough, right, I told her this, and I tell everybody this. Number one is death is going to take care of itself. You don't have to worry. Death got you. It ain't, trust me, whatever you out here doing, right, it don't matter if you living your best or your worst life. Death has got you. It's told me to told you. It don't matter if you conquered the world, have all the money, death, and it doesn't matter if you broke or poor. So I always tell her that. I always say death got you. You don't have to worry about death. It's going to take care of business. So if you're depressed and you're kind of, you're wondering if the world is going to be better with or without you, like I said, death has got you. It's coming. We just don't know when. So I always believe that, though, that outside of saying that the biggest thing is that if you could focus on the journey in life, then you'll learn that life is really about experiencing things, right? That the more experiences you have, then the more worthwhile life is. And that the biggest, and really to create those experiences, you have to be authentic with yourself. You have to be free with yourself, and you have to be okay with yourself, right? And so you have to learn to love and care and like you. And I know this sounds pretty generic and normal, but it's really true. So if you can focus on just the journey of life, don't try to focus on the destination. Am I going to have this? Am I going to have that? Am I going to do this? Am I going to accomplish that? Just focus on the journey. And I told her another little story, right? And I don't know, again, it's a narrative. The first time the story goes that there was a wealthy man. He had everything in the world. He had all the money, all the success, everything that he could ever want in the world, right? But he wasn't happy. He was miserable. He thought that, life would bring to him a certain level of joy and happiness since he had all this stuff, but he was still miserable. So he went to Lao Tzu, who was the great, philosopher / theologian, and he became one of his students. And then when he became one of his students, he was there for about, let's say, 3 to 5 years, training, learning under him. But he felt like he still hadn't found the meaning of life. So one morning when he got up after eating breakfast, he saw Lao Tzu, and he stops him and he goes, Lao Tzu, hey, man, I've been here for 3 to 5 years. I've been soaking this stuff up, studying as hard as I can. But yet, I still don't feel nothing. I still feel unhappy and miserable, and I feel like I don't have the meaning of life. And so Lao Tzu says, well, here's what I'll tell you what to do. Go wash the dishes, and afterwards, you will find meaning in life. And so the guy was like, what? He said, yep, go wash the dishes, and afterwards, you'll find meaning in life. So the rich dude went, washed the dishes. After washing the dishes, he found enlightenment. He came back. He says, you were right. I found enlightenment. And so that's really the story. Now, when I first heard that story, the first thing that went through my mind, I'm an intellectual, is I was like, dang, maybe washing the dishes is about getting purpose, right? It's about doing something, right? Then I talked to one of my friends, and she was like, she think it was about like getting direction. So we were thinking all deep into this, and then one of my cousins actually said, it sounds like bullshit to me. And then I realized that was the actual point of the story. is that you add and create meaning to things. You know what I mean? It's whoever it is they want it to be. You know what I mean? If that man realized that that entire experience was bullshit, if he figured out that washing the dishes and just learning from Lao Tzu was enough, if he learned that taking direction, whatever he wanted it to be, it's yours. So that's the thing that I like about the human condition. You can always take charge of your life. The individual matter, you matter. So take charge, man. Stop putting, take charge of your life. Don't focus on the destination of where you're trying to get to your life. Just live the journey. Get your experiences in, man. Because once you get there, as Littlefinger said, you know exactly what you want until you have it. And then afterwards, you're going to want something else. All right, you have a good day. Good night. God bless. Take